Real E-Leezy. Monday fun day. I hope everybody had a blessed weekend. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy some nice playoff football. You feel me? Some college basketball. Or just watch some movies. You know what I'm saying? Went on date nights with their significant others. Enjoy family time. Nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you did, you had fun doing it. You know what I'm saying? You enjoyed, had some good laughter, some good food, some good company, some good vibes, and positive energy. So that's that. But I want to dive into the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? The state of the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, you know what I'm saying? Steve Kerr. They're all still a part of what's left of the dynasty. You know what I'm saying? Deal with it. Salute, my guy. Happy New Year. Hey, and I need to address Steve Kerr. See, nobody really wants to talk about Steve Kerr because y'all just look at surface level stuff. Y'all look at, he has championships. When he came, he turned the offense into a high-powered offense. It's not. He didn't do anything special. All he did was copy off of what was already in place. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Greg Popovich, and he doesn't even really use the triangle like that. You could say that he does, but he really doesn't because the Warriors don't have any post players. Like, and we don't utilize the post like that. We can, you know what I'm saying, with Jimmy Butler or Andre Iguodala, I thought could be in a post. I thought Sean Livingston can post up. I think Jonathan Kuminga can post up. But Steve Kerr is just the face. He is getting all the praise and all the success for them winning when it really was just the high IQ players and talent that was on the roster. Steve Kerr cannot coach at all. He makes no adjustment in game. And then in the post-game presser, he comes out and says that when they ask him what went wrong tonight, he'll say things like, the other team was just good, man. This is like, so you mean to tell me as a head coach that the other team was just better than you and it was nothing that you can do? The last time I checked, there are no Hakeem Olajuwons on the Atlanta Hawks. There isn't any Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant's, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal's, etc. on that Atlanta Hawks team. You mean to tell me it was nothing that you can do? He tried to make it seem like it was all the Atlanta Hawks. They just did everything perfect. So it was nothing that you did to allow them to be comfortable? That just doesn't make sense. Leaving wide open shooters. Why would you ever leave Luke Kennard wide open when that is the only thing that he can do really, really well? If you take Luke Kennard's shot away, then what do you think he does with the basketball? He's not a shot creator. He's not a playmaker. Does anybody understand how basketball works? If you take a player's strength away from him, what can they do now? What kind of player does that make them when you take their primary strength away from him? That's called game planning, scheming, coaching. Make it make sense. Cam, salute to my guy, bro. Make it make sense. Can somebody tell me? I just don't understand if people really know and understand sports. It doesn't matter if it's baseball, basketball, football, golf, hockey. You know what I'm saying? I dissect this shit because you have to have an IQ for it. I've been watching sports my whole life. I've been playing sports my whole life. So I have a certain level of understanding when it comes to certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a motherfucker who been chopping and cooking up some motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? That good hard white, you know what I'm saying? Fair use YouTube. And they can tell you about how much it weighs. They can tell you about all the little details because that's their expertise. They've been doing it for so long. It's just like somebody who's been working on cars, taking them apart, rebuilding the motors, you know what I'm saying? adding high performance motherfucking modifications and shit to it. It's the same thing. They can tell you everything about a car. The ins, the outs, the engine, the transmission, all the way down to the brakes, all the way down to the headers that's on in the engine. You know what I'm saying? Every little detail. It's the same with sports for some people. When you've been doing it for so long, you've been studying it for so long, you just have a different level of understanding. And for Steve Kerr to have been around and played basketball for as long as he has, it makes no sense on he doesn't understand how to explain just basic shit. He talks about stats. Oh, we didn't shoot the three well tonight, and I thought that Wilson had some really good looks, and you know, and then he'll come out and say, well, that's my fault. Put that on me tonight. It's like, bro, how many times are you gonna blame yourself for losing the game? My nigga, you should not, a coach should not blame themselves more than the players, in my opinion. Because your job is to make sure that the players are put in position to be successful. That's your primary job. And if the players aren't executing, that's on them. But time and time again, we hear Steve Kerr say, oh, this one's on me tonight. No shit, Sherlock. Did you see the lineups that you had on the court? You have to match size with size. You have to match athleticism with athleticism. You have to match quickness with quickness. You have to match high IQ, you know what I'm saying, with high IQ. It's not rocket science. You have to understand where to attack a defense and where their vulnerable spots are in that defense. Even if they are a good defensive team, they have vulnerable spots, excuse me. Every team in the league, whether you're a great defense or not, you have vulnerabilities. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody perfect. You can exploit a good defense, because guess what? Even if you're a great defensive team, there's always a weak link on your team defensively. If you put that weak link in some of those actions, it's going to create mismatches with some of your better, more versatile players where they can get to certain spots on the floor and score. Or create a scoring opportunity. How you don't know that if you've been around a game, bro? You've been around Michael Jordan, Greg Popovich, Phil Jackson, Tex Winter. You've been around some of the greats. How you don't understand that, homie? Come on, Steve Kerr, you're killing me, bro. You have a job by default. You always say all the politically correct things. ISIS incident, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna get into that conspiracy. You feel me? Because Tell a Vision, TV, they all lie every day. The news is fake news. TV, bro. That's exactly why I don't watch the news. It's always the mass shooting. It seems that that's the only thing that they report is all bad. They conquer and divide to keep you stuck on negative shit, so you don't tap into your creative perspective. Is different from what they're telling you on the news, and that other person's perspective is they're agreeing with what's on the news. That's gonna form division amongst two parties. That's why I don't listen to that shit, bro. You're being bamboozled. Don't believe it. But Steve Kerr gets to come out and comment on it, and the media loves him for it because he's going along with the fucking bullshit. Steve Kerr is a politician, bro. He was a news anchor. You know what I'm saying? And he was murdered doing his job abroad. That's who Steve Kerr comes from. His dad didn't play basketball. Still, certain motherfuckers in the league They let... Bro, he doesn't know how to win. Steve Kerr rolled the... Name how Steve Kerr was impactful to... And I don't want to hear that one shot that Michael Jordan slapped him in his face and say, nigga, you better make a shot. Period. I'm passing you the ball. Make the fucking shot. He made one shot in his NBA career. Tell me how he helped all those other teams win championships. He only averaged about a good motherfucking 8 to 10 minutes a game. He didn't do nothing. He was undersized. He couldn't guard no damn body. So tell me how the hell motherfucking Steve Kerr won some championships. He has 9 rings by default, just by being around. Just by being around the teams that were winning. Steve Kerr don't know what the fuck he doing. If you need the best roster around you, that means you can't coach. Because a coach can build and develop the younger guys. If you're in the NBA, you have talent. If you made it to a roster, well, you know what? That's wrong. Because Steve Kerr didn't have any talent. He can shoot. That was all he can do. He couldn't guard nobody. Slow feet, didn't have no handles. You know what I'm saying? He just went to motherfucking Arizona. He didn't go on no motherfucking basketball scholarship. He was chosen, nigga, to go to Arizona. Just like Bronny James was chosen to go to USC. Same thing, nigga. What is Bronny James doing in basketball right now? Pure garbage cans. I don't want to hear it. They choose these certain motherfuckers. They knew that Steve Kerr was going to be somebody's executive or head coach. Period. You can't, they're not going to have these white boys and shit in the league, nigga, and they not going to get a position, a hierarchy. They're not going to get a position up there, general manager, head coach, basketball VP, head coach. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? The guy doesn't know what he's doing. The Warriors win a championship and become a dynasty because of Mark Jackson. What are you talking about? Mark Jackson was the one who realized that we had the best shooting backcourt in the league. He said that before anybody even knew who the fuck Steph Curry and Klay Thompson was. Because I can promise you, I know. Hey, Muhammad, I know. Matt Moses, what's good with you? Salute to you, bro. Hey, Matt Moses. Hey, not Matt Moses, excuse me. Muhammad, I already know you didn't watch college basketball. You didn't know who Klay Thompson was. You didn't know who Klay Thompson was at Washington State. Did you know who Klay Thompson was at Washington State? Did you know who Draymond Green was at Michigan State? Did you know who David Lee was at Florida? Did you know who David West was at Xavier? Did you know who Steph Curry was at Davidson? Did you watch the games? Who you think motivated the Warriors to play defense? The Warriors wasn't a defensive team. Excuse me. The Warriors were not a defensive. Jackson established the culture. And the rest was history. He gave Steph Curry and Klay Thompson that confidence to shoot some of the shots that they shot. You know what I'm saying? What's the name? Steve Kerr came in and didn't know what to expect. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because if Steve Kerr was a great coach, why you didn't think he took the Knicks job? Because remember, it was signed, sealed, and delivered. He was already in agreement verbally to accept the New York Knicks job. You need to understand how sports work. But they said, bro, I don't know if you want to go to the Knicks. The Warriors are about to be the next hot thing in the NBA for the next 2 decades. Harrison Barnes was solid for the Warriors. I don't know what you're talking about. It was just rigged up to get rid of him for KD. Because KD didn't even stay. That's how rigged up it was. It was all about storylines. KD needed to get his redemption because KD was the fall guy for one of LeBron James' fake-ass rings in that lockout season. But you wouldn't know that. So they say, perfect storyline, have KD join the Warriors. We're going to get rid of Harrison Barnes because it would look really, really bad on LeBron James' legacy if he loses back-to-back championships as Harrison Barnes as his primary matchup. Then you can't say he's better than Jordan because, nigga, you lost to Harrison Barnes as your primary matchup. You know what I'm saying? So your legacy is destroyed. Now, you can protect his legacy if you throw Kevin Durant in there, though. You're like, well, I mean, shit, he lost to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of the 50 great, top 75 greatest players ever. So it's more validated. You get what I'm saying? That's more validated. Because remember, the NBA had to intervene in 2016. They were on the verge of getting their ass beat back-to-back year. And this is what a healthy team before the NBA intervened. And the Warriors wasn't even healthy. Steph Curry wasn't even fully healthy, and they was still getting their ass drugged by 25 plus. Warriors built a 3-1 lead easy. It wasn't even no contest. It wasn't even a contest. You get what I'm saying? See, you keep talking about win percentages. You don't understand that, right? You keep talking about win percentages. Who was on that team, though? You tell me. Andre Iguodala, right? Otto Porter. You forgot who Otto Porter was at Georgetown? Otto Porter was a lottery pick. See, you don't even understand the players. You just looking at Steve Kerr. You must be a Steve Kerr doppelganger, bro. Are you? Do you work? Are you one of Steve Kerr's representatives? Because I will fry the fuck up out of Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr can't coach. He can't make adjustments. Period. Name one young player that developed under Steve Kerr. I'll wait. Name one young player that developed under Steve Kerr. I'll wait. Name me one that turned into an all-star under Steve Kerr. Don't say Andrew Wiggins. Name one. You can't do it. You can't name one player. Name one. That motion offense, Steve Kerr didn't make that up. That's basketball 101. Motion, movement, IQ. That's all it is. Motion, movement, IQ. There's nothing special about what the Warriors run. Because if it was, it would be unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? With the talent that they have already. Name one. Name one young player. Steve Kerr only wins with veteran, older, talented players with a high IQ and character and skill. That's it. That's the only way, because you know why? They're capable of doing shit outside of the offense. When the offense isn't working and plays are being broken, who's able to go get a bucket? Who's able to make a smart play? Who's able to make a hustle play? It doesn't have anything to do with an offense. It's all about playmaking. All the offense does is give you a little structure, space, pace. That's it. There's no secrets to the offense. Because guess what? Everybody runs the same offense. Space the floor, back screen, back doors, make the extra pass. That's basketball 101, if you ever played. It's basketball 101. The small ball, Don Nelson ran the small ball. That shit didn't win no championships because it was too hard back in them times. That small ball shit didn't work because it was too hard. Because you know why? There were better players. There were more hardworking players. There were more defense, way more defense back in them Don Nelson days. You forgot Don Nelson ran that small ball shit. You forgot? Did Don Nelson win any championships as a head coach? Fuck no. The closest he got was with the We Believe team. You know what I'm saying? With Baron Davis, Matt Barnes, Jason Richardson, Steve Captain Jack, and those guys. That's the closest he got. Steve Kerr never elevated not one player's game. Name somebody's game who he elevated that they wasn't already good. Name it right now. And name a player. If that's the case, why can't he elevate Jonathan Kuminga's game? Why can't he elevate Buddy Hield's game? Why can't he elevate motherfucking Guy Santos' game? Why can't he elevate Trace Jackson Davis' game? Why can't he elevate Moses Moody game? Why can't he elevate GP2 game? Tell me how he elevated their games. I'm still waiting. You're still not answering the question. I need details. Don't just talk. Salute, Cuddy. Don't just say anything out the side of your motherfucking neck. Steve Kerr doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Period, point blank. I tell it to his fucking face when I go to the game. Period. And I'm pretty sure they already know who I am. Draymond Green, all them niggas. They know who I am. They see me on this YouTube shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they be all over this YouTube shit. Because they want to know who's talking greasy on them. But they're never going to address me, though. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to address the YouTubers indirectly. So mention my name, nigga. Let's have a real conversation about basketball. Draymond Green, Steve Kerr, all these motherfuckers, if you claim you're that smart, all of them, let's talk real hoop. Nigga, I will fucking fry all of them niggas in this conversation. You can't even speak to me about this shit, bro. Because these niggas are dudes that sold their soul already. All of them, they sold their soul. How you think they get the level of success with doing the bare minimum? These niggas ain't really doing nothing. They just showing up to the games, throwing the ball at the damn basket and throwing a bunch of turnovers. Period. The referees bail them niggas out. That's how they win these games. They're not a good basketball team. Have you watched them play? It's just a bunch of bad passes. It's a bunch of low IQ players. These niggas ain't gonna win shit. You think Jimmy Butler foul baiting is gonna get you into an NBA Finals? Fuck no. Who wanna watch that? That's not real hoop. You're foul baiting. Can you make a pull-up jump shot? You know what I'm saying? Can you do something other than foul bait? Look at Luka. Look at all these motherfuckers. Look what Denver's doing without the Joker. They thought that Denver was going to fall off the face of the earth without the Joker. Denver is better without the Joker. You know why? Because the Joker slows them down. He doesn't guard anybody. And the ball sticks in his hands. Now the ball is moving. Peyton Watson, Bruce Brown, and Tim Hardaway Jr. has increased their numbers. Their numbers increased since Joker went to the bench. You know why? Because the ball is moving. They are able to play real basketball now. They're able to showcase their skill level and their talent. The tape is not rough. When the first read isn't there, what do? You play basketball. I don't need to try to keep... You only get, realistically, even though there's 24 seconds... Let me school you on some real hoops since you really have a low level of understanding right now. I'm trying to help you, Muhammad. Let me help you, bro. Trust me. We didn't draft the wrong guy because everybody we draft isn't the wrong guy. You forgot we drafted Amari Spellman, Eric Paschal, Villanova guys. These are Villanova guys. You know what I'm saying? These come from the Jay Wright system, the Jay Wright tree. You know what I'm saying? You forgot Glenn Robinson III? You forgot about him too? Come on, bro. These dudes I'm naming not even in the NBA no more because of Steve Kerr. And they're doing the same thing with JK. Now, let me tell you something. Let me get back to my point I was trying to make. Right? If the first read isn't there with JK, T Sweets, what's good with my guy? Hey, if the first read isn't there with JK, it's time to just go make a play and play basketball. Use your quickness, your size, and your athleticism to get to a spot and get a shot off. See, the thing with JK, he feels like he has to be perfect. He doesn't have room for error. He doesn't have room to make a mistake, right? And realistically, when you're playing basketball, right, in a structured offense with a shot clock, in the NBA, you get 24 seconds. At the point when you inbound the ball and cross half court, how many seconds is left on that shot clock? 16 seconds. Now, that might seem like a lot of time to run offense, but it's really not, because you have to wait for plays to materialize. That's going to run about a good 6-7 seconds off of the shot clock. So realistically, think about this. Realistically, you only have about 9 seconds to really play basketball. That's the problem with NBA today. They don't understand how to get to spots and get a shot. See, it's not about running around all day. It's not about setting a million screens. You can set a couple of good screens. You either flare, you either flash, you either open up, or you either roll, or you can pop. You get what I'm saying? Any one of those 5 to 6 actions that I just said off of a screen, somebody's going to be wide open if you're talented. If you watch the Atlanta Hawks yesterday run their offense with Quinn Snyder, they did everything that I just named. Everything was wide open, because you know why it was wide open? The lack of IQ on the Warriors, the lack of adjustments from the coaching staff, and the lack of size that the Warriors presented and matched up on the court. So Atlanta was able to get great looks out of anything that they ran. It doesn't make sense. You keep saying he doesn't have IQ. The only way that you develop an IQ is by playing basketball. The more you play, the more you'll start to understand. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Johnson was in Jonathan Kuminga's draft class. Do you know who Jalen Johnson is? Jalen Johnson played at the University of Duke, right? He didn't play one game. I think he played one game, might have got injured, and he sat out so he can preserve, you know what I'm saying, and work on his game so he can become an NBA player. That's what these players do. They either go to the G League straight up out of high school, they go to overseas straight out of high school so they can get paid right away. But now with these NIL deals, now they're forcing these players to go to college because they know they're going to get paid off of their likeness and their name. You get what I'm saying? So you have to have that level of understanding. Jonathan Kuminga was somebody who went straight from high school to the G League. So you can say he's pretty raw when it comes to basketball, right? He's pretty raw, but he's talented. But you need the right coaching. You need the right culture, the right group of players that's there to mold him into a great player. It just doesn't happen overnight. Do you think Kawhi Leonard becomes Kawhi Leonard if he was not drafted into an organization like the San Antonio Spurs? Think about it. Do you think being around those Hall of Fame guys, you know what I'm saying, in that organization, do you think that Kawhi Leonard is still Kawhi Leonard? Now, we don't know. We just don't know. He was drafted into an excellent situation because Kawhi Leonard was more of a defensive guy coming out of San Diego State. You get what I'm saying? Under Steve Fisher. Salute to Steve Fisher. But what I'm saying is that the only way Jonathan Kuminga can develop an IQ is by being put in certain situations to where he starts to see these situations. He be like, oh, I've seen this before. Oh, they going to play me like this. So this dude right here, if he cuts, you know what I'm saying, or if there's a back screen, I know that this pass right here in this lane is going to be open. You know what I'm saying? And that might lead to a score. That might lead to an hockey assist. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to make the right play. And Jonathan Kuminga displays that. No, Jonathan Kuminga displayed early in the season, right? The first 10 games, that he was a good playmaker, that he can run the system, and that he can do everything that the coaches asked him to do. The only thing Steve Kerr expects from Jonathan Kuminga, he wants him to be Andre Iguodala and Draymond Green. That's not how you maximize a player's talent. You don't try to turn one player into another player. He is his own player. You utilize his skill set. You know how you utilize his skill set? Run some post up and some plays and some actions for Jonathan Kuminga personally. Give the ball to Jonathan Kuminga and say, go get a bucket. Shoot whatever shots you want. You have to instill confidence in these guys. You don't take the confidence away from them. Because Steph Curry and Draymond Green were terrible in those losses too. Steph Curry averaged about 5 to 6, 7 turnovers in those losses. And Quentin Jackson for the Pacers, who ain't even playing right now, cooked the Warriors. Ryan Rollins, who the Warriors used to have, another young guy. What happened? Remember him? He was drafted wrong too, huh? Out of Toledo. Steve Kerr drafted wrong too. They drafted wrong again? Shut up, bro. Stop it. Nigga, Ryan Rollins gave us the works. I don't want to hear it. You keep saying all of this shit. The only thing that the Warriors is predicated on is passing the ball to Steph. If you don't pass this ball to Steph Curry, then you can't be on the Warriors. That's because of the coaching is fucked up. Why you think Steph Curry keep getting injured all the damn time? The usage. Their overusage. They're overusing Steph Curry. He's 30. He will be 38 later this year. Why are you running him around like crazy? Do y'all remember Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, Reggie Miller? They broke down. They broke down at a certain point in their careers because they ran around all damn day and their defense suffered because of it. Less is more. Less is more. You use Steph Curry as a decoy, not as a primary. That's the way he's going to be able to be impactful and effective, is by running offense through somebody other than Steph Curry. Once you do that, then that frees up Steph Curry because they're going to be like, man, this guy right here is cooking. They're not even using Steph Curry. That means mentally they're going to have lapses during the game where they're going to leave Steph Curry wide open. So I don't need him to work 15 times as hard just to get a good look. You have to understand how this game goes, bruh. Jonathan Kuminga is one of the Warriors' best players, but he's not being used in the proper situation. You know what I'm saying? That utilizes his skill set and his strong points. It does not. They're not instilling any confidence in him, and it doesn't hurt JK's case when the coach publicly comes out and say, Jonathan Kuminga is not a part of what we got going on. He cannot play with Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, and Steph Curry. Why would you say that about a player publicly? I just challenge. What's our general manager's name, y'all? I'm having what's the name? Peter Gruber? Not Peter Gruber. What's the other one? Joe Lacob. I challenge Joe Lacob, Peter Gruber, Larry Ellis, and all these guys, right? Mark Weiss or whatever the hell his name is. I challenge Rick Wells or whatever, I forgot dude's name. I challenge all of these guys, right? You have to investigate, Mike Dunleavy too, you have to investigate Steve Kerr. If you really want to solve the problem, you have to look from within, right? If you want any system to get better, you look from within. Guess what? San Antonio looked from within. They said, Greg Popovich, you're not suited to coach these young guys. Maybe older guys, but not the young talent. They need someone that they can relate to. Why do you think they made the change? See, Greg Popovich damn near killed himself. Had a stroke, all type of shit, because he wasn't able to get through to these younger guys. It's a new generation. So what was working back in those times, that shit don't work anymore. So they needed Mitch Johnson, who was his primary assistant, to come in and take over. No, Steph Curry won us a gold medal. Anthony Edwards won us a gold medal. Devin Booker won us a gold medal. Kevin Durant won us a gold medal. What the fuck are you talking about? You forgot that we was on the verge of losing before the heroics of certain players just took over the game? It wasn't a system. Because you forgot he benched fucking Brandon Ingram for Austin Reeves, and we lost. Do you remember that in the exhibition or in the motherfucking Olympic qualifiers? You forgot about that, huh? See, that's what I'm saying, Muhammad. You just saying whatever, bro. It wasn't the system. You forgot that he had Eric Spoelstra, who's an okay coach, and motherfucking Ty Lue, who's another terrible coach. You had 2 out of the 3 coaches on your roster that was a terrible, which you almost lost. But the only way you win is because you have the talent. It's not the system. It's the talent that makes the system look good. The system doesn't make the talent look good. Because if it did, we would be way better. But the system does not make the talent look good. So, Muhammad, again, if you are an industry plant or a Steve Kerr affiliate, just announce who you are. Because you can't talk real hoop with me. Period. This shit is about politics. That's the only reason Steve Kerr still holds his job. Is because of politics. Steve Kerr cannot coach. He doesn't know what he's doing. And nobody's going to come out and say that because they already sold out. Draymond sell out. Steph Curry sell out. All these guys sold out. You can't come out and expose what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? You can't give away the deep and dark secrets, but it's easy to see because they put it right in front of your face. Muhammad, bro, you need help, bro. You got to go study the game. I don't think you really have an understanding of the game. All you doing is saying the system. 5 championships, 9 rings, 67 win percentage. You don't know basketball, bro. You are an idiot exactly along with the rest of these motherfuckers. So don't come up in here trying to tell a motherfucker about something if you never played, bro. You don't know the game like that. You can believe this Steve Kerr shit if you want to. Nigga, Steve Kerr is an imposter, bruh. He's a politician. That's the only thing Steve Kerr is. Just listen to him talk. Listen to him talk basketball. He doesn't know shit about the game. He's a politician. But I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. So hopefully JK can move on to a team. But if the Warriors are smart, they'll fire Steve Kerr before they trade Jonathan Kuminga. If they're smart. But they're trying to let Steve Kerr play out the rest of his remaining contract. But Steve Kerr doesn't deserve any Walk of Fames or any, you know what I'm saying? He don't deserve no motherfucking retirement tour. Nigga, if you a bad coach, nigga, you get fired. What is Joe Lacob waiting on? There's no run to go on because you still lack size. What run are you talking about? Hell, we got Seth Curry and we don't even play him. Now all of a sudden he got a sciatica or some more weird ass injury. Al Horford hasn't did shit since he been with the Warriors. So what are you talking about? We got to study all this shit. He never was a good coach, ever. I told everybody this when we hired him. I say, we hiring this motherfucker, he can't even coach. If he would have went to the Knicks, he would have got fired after the first season like they did Steve Nash in Brooklyn. Same thing. You keep saying go on a run. Steph Curry will get injured before we go on a run. They keep talking about this Michael Porter Jr. and all this shit. Michael Porter Jr. don't guard nobody. And he's injury prone too. So you need to have a level of understanding for shit, bro. Draymond Green should have been traded. Draymond Green only holding on because Steph Curry telling the organization, I need Draymond, man. He like 80% of my points. See, everything is about numbers. It's always about metrics at the end of the day. These niggas don't give a fuck about winning, because if they did, they would sacrifice a part of their game and the stats to win. Period. If it was about winning, you would go to the coach, Steph Curry, and be like, man, we need Jonathan Kuminga in the lineup. Kerr, what the fuck are you doing? Well, nigga, we can use that athleticism. If it was about winning, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green will go to the coach and they'll boycott this shit and say, nigga, fuck that, nigga. We ain't playing until you put motherfucking Jonathan Kuminga in the game. But they don't have the nut sacks to do that shit, nigga. Period. I like Daniel Gafford. Now you're talking. Rim protector, athletic, big, long. But even his IQ lacks at certain times. You know what I'm saying? Period. But Steve, the Warriors will never ever go get no real hoopers. They're going to get all of these motherfucking weak-ass European players. Guy Santos, Pajimskis. Who are these guys? These are G League players getting valuable minutes. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to win a championship like that. Period. And they're not going to help nobody else win no championship. They're not that good. It's not. We don't have the talent. We don't have players that can make plays and do things outside of the offense. You know what I'm saying? They just be in the right spot at the wrong damn time. And it leads to baskets. But they can't really do anything if you just give them the ball. Period. Yeah, but Steve Kerr had a say-so in getting these players drafted. Period. Right. He's in them draft rooms. He's in those draft meetings, in those, you know what I'm saying, board meetings. He has a lot of say-so. That's why I'm saying our front office is shit water. We don't have a good front office, and we're about to go back to the dark days. It's about to get real dark for the Warriors. Think about that. They're about to be the laughing stock of the league once again. Watch. It's like, why would you go backwards? Why do we need to get Clay? The only time we should get Clay back is just for him to retire, a Warrior. That's it. It didn't work out because of Clay's ego. He thought that he was bigger or better than what he was, which led to him shooting terrible shots, playing terrible defense, making terrible plays. It just was time for him to leave. We should have kept Jordan Poole, period. Jordan Poole was the next guy. If we would have kept Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, and Jonathan Kuminga, that's the future right there. Along with Trace Jackson Davis and these guys, it works out perfect. The bench mob, starter, whatever you want to do. But they wanted to show love and respect to Clay, and they didn't want to play Jordan Poole. These dudes don't know what they're doing. We had young, good talent already in place. We could have kept Ryan Rollins. You see what he turned into. Would you rather have Ryan Rollins or Brandon Pajimski? Be honest. Salute to my guy, Oaktown. Would you have Ryan Rollins or Brandon Pajimski? Would you rather have Jordan Poole or Brandon Pajimski? Think about what I'm saying right now. Who was our guards? We got LJ Cryer, and we don't even play him. He in the G League. LJ Cryer is way better than Brandon Pajimski. Why is he in the G League? It doesn't even make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Why did they let go? Lester Keona's not even in the league no more. That's what I'm saying. He was a defensive guy. He came from Memphis, played under Penny Hardaway. People don't even pay attention to this stuff. Lester Keonis was 6'4", legit. But guess what? No, No. He wasn't. What I'm saying is that Kevon Looney meshed well with Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole because they was all cool. So they had a chemistry, and when you watch them play basketball together, it was a good thing because Kevon Looney was able to be effective in his role with that lineup. So you have to understand that it's just about guys in lineups. Even though Kevon Looney can play with anybody, but you've seen a different level of energy when Kevon Looney was playing with players that he respected personally. Like, you get what I'm saying? Kevon Looney didn't respect Steve Kerr. He didn't like Steve Kerr either. Steve Kerr, like I said, is a politician. James Wiseman could have been better if he played under a different coach. See, the coach wanted to turn James Wiseman into something that he wasn't. Oh, shoot spot up threes. Do this. I need you to block shots. I need you to do this. You need to develop the young man. You can't just expect him to just do all of these things. Doesn't work like that. You give him time. You put him in situation to be successful. You call his number. You instill confidence in him and tell him, you know what? Let's work on some moves in practice. You know what I'm saying? If you were a good coach, you would understand how to develop the talent in practice. Handles, post moves, footwork. See, I know all of that shit. That's shit that I can teach people. You get what I'm saying? I'm not a big man, right? But I have big man moves because I understand the position. So if I, as a guard, can teach a big man how to be a big man, period. And I can teach a big man how to be a guard. So not only can I teach the big man how to be a big man, I can also teach him how to be a guard because it's about understanding in a level of IQ how to use your body, how to get certain shots off. You know what I'm saying? How to create separation in space. You get what I'm saying? Understanding the defense and their tendencies and how a defense normally guards players. You get what I'm saying? A lot of defenses, they don't have a high IQ because they're not locked into the details. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of gray area where you can exploit mediocre, trash-ass defense. And the Warriors don't do that. They just focus on running a play. It's about getting a bucket, though. Fuck the play. Why do you think they average so many turnovers? Because teams already realize what the Warriors doing. It's not a secret. They know all of the spots Steph Curry gonna get to. So that's why you see guys like GP2 open, Guy Santos open. They're leaving these guys open because they understand that those guys aren't a threat. They can't beat us. We know Steph Curry can beat us. So let's just throw a bunch of bodies at Steph Curry and force these other guys to beat us. And we can't do it because they're not good. Low IQ and talent. They don't have it. Period. You can win now and develop talent. That's easy. You can develop talent and win. Period. Because sometimes it's not about the right now. What about next year? If you develop the guys the right way, it's only a 1 year window. Period. We've been sitting on Jonathan Kuminga for damn near 5 years. Kenny Atkinson is a good coach. I just think that he has a bad brand of players who have a lot of ego. And I told everybody, Donovan Mitchell isn't that guy. He's just a numbers guy. Donovan Mitchell isn't a winner. What the fuck has he won? Nothing. He's never going to win a championship as a number one. He's never, ever going to win a finals MVP or a championship as a number one. He's a number 3 at best, bruh. I've been telling people this nigga since he came into the league. Yeah, he has the you know what I'm saying, the highlight plays, and he got bounce, and he can cross you over, and he can make the fans go crazy, but he isn't that dude, though. Why do you think they're struggling right now? Because they got a bunch of soft-ass niggas. Jared Allen, soft. Evan Mobley, soft. Lonzo Ball, soft. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas is soft. You're not winning with that. Where's the mentality at? They don't have no mentality. We could have been winning. You know what I'm saying? They talked all that Jimmy Butler shit at the end of last year. Jimmy Butler, we went on a fat win streak. That's what Steve Kerr always attributed everything. When we got Jimmy Butler last year, man, we went on a win streak. He keeps talking about the past. That's the problem with the Warrior fans. And the Warrior team right now, they're stuck on stupid. We keep talking about what we were doing when we first acquired Jimmy Butler. Nigga, we had a weak schedule. When we played good talent, nigga, we lost. Why do you think that we're sputtering right now? We're 21-19. Nigga, what happened to this secret Jimmy Butler shit? We had Jimmy Butler for a whole training camp and a whole season. We didn't. So what's the excuse now? And he didn't play in most of the games. And Steph Curry been having an all-star season again. And we're only 21-19? Make it make sense. Come on. What are we talking about? This is an issue, bro. You got Jerry Stackhouse trash cans. You know what I'm saying? Vanderbilt is way better with him now, without him. Right. So a lot of these guys, bro, just because you played in the NBA don't make you suitable for the sidelines. Nigga, you garbage. Your mentality, you're not teaching these players anything. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler was one of my favorite players, bro, but I don't know who this guy is anymore. He's just a foul baiting ass motherfucking trick ass motherfucker. All these dudes. He went to Miami, they did witchcraft, and now, nigga, I don't even know who Jimmy Butler is anymore. Give me the Jimmy Butler that was in Chicago, nigga. Straight dog. Dog. Give me the Jimmy Butler that was at Marquette. This new Jimmy Butler with money. I don't like when they give these niggas all this money because they turn into some hoe ass motherfuckers, man. The more money they give these players, the more female tendencies that they have. They just becoming super soft and fragile. Look at Giannis. They giving these niggas all these max contracts. What is he doing? Cry baby, act like he don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Flopping, no moves, ain't never worked on his game. Think that he can Euro step and travel his way to the basket every motherfucking game. That shit don't work. And whose fault is that? IQ, whose fault is that? Motherfucking Steve Kerr. He's running the team. Steve Kerr and Michael Dunleavy are the worst tandem ever. They don't know anything about basketball. Mike Dunleavy only got a position in the front office because of his dad. How does Mike Dunleavy deserve a position in the front office? Young Disciple, make sure y'all go subscribe to that nigga if he got a channel, but he don't. So YD, it's good. Hold on, YD. Let me get you in as a moderator, bro. Because YD, you never stop through the channel, but I appreciate you though, bro. Yeah, you know me, I'm all LeBron, bro. I'm not talking about LeBron. But I'm just trying to keep it 100 on how this shit work in the game, bro. These niggas is crazy, bro. 5 guard lineups will save our season. That's a sarcastic ass motherfucking statement. 5 guard lineups. That nigga got GP2 at center. Nigga, what? GP, what the fuck is GP2 gonna do? I mean, salute to GP2. He's a great humanitarian. You know what I'm saying? He's a great teammate. But talent-wise, bruh, what do you do, my nigga? Now, he don't have a channel, bro. I would just fuck it around. He just, you know what I'm saying? He just showing support to everybody on YouTube. So, YD the homie, though. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But we'll never agree on a LeBron James, ever. And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to. But what I was finna say is Steve Kerr. We need to look into Steve Kerr. If you want to talk about trading all these players, why not get rid of the coaches? Mike Brown lost his job. Tom Thibodeau lost his job. Mike Malone won a championship, lost his job. Mike Brown won Coach of the Year. The season after next, he gets fired. All these coaches are losing their job, but the coaches who should lose their jobs. How is all these other coaches able to keep their job and the coaches, you know what I'm saying, that's really good coaches are not even working right now? That doesn't make any sense. Somebody, I keep missing your comment. What you mean, T-Squeeze? Oh, shit. I thought I added as a moderator. There we go. What the hell? Bro, I just added you as a moderator, nigga. You a moderator now, bro. All y'all moderators. Yeah, everybody moderators, bro. It's all good, Cuddy. You know what it is. Yeah, it just, this Steve Kerr shit, bro, and this is Steve Kerr experiment, bro. It's over with. I'm so tired of looking at him on the side. And the one thing I'm even more tired of is him talking in the post-game and pre-game. Appreciate it, Muhammad. I appreciate you, bro. My apologies if I offended you, bro. I think I called you an idiot, but, I mean, you know, it was just all in the emotions of the stream. So I apologize, sir. But I just want to say that Steve Kerr isn't suited to be a head coach of this Warriors team anymore. His time has ran out. It's okay to give somebody else it's okay to give somebody else a try. Let somebody else become, you know what I'm saying, and develop, because we're on our way out. So when you're on your way out, that's when you start moving on from people. You know what I'm saying? We moved on from Klay Thompson because Klay Thompson's ego got big because we didn't have anybody in the locker room to keep Klay Thompson grounded. You get what I'm saying? Klay Thompson thought that he was above the team at one point. So when that happens, you got to go. Same thing with Steve Kerr and Draymond Green. When you start feeling like you're above the team, you're actually doing the team more harm than good. And that's why I say Draymond Green and Steve Kerr have prevented Steph Curry from being arguably the greatest player ever in basketball. Better than Kobe, better than LeBron. Even though I still feel like he's better than LeBron because LeBron isn't rankable in my opinion. Better than Magic, better than Kareem, better than Jordan. Think about it. Steph Curry could easily have 6 to 7 rings right now. And if we're judging players off of their success in a postseason, winning championships, what do you think that does for a player? If he wins those rings, he gets credit. He gets more finals MVPs. You have to start elevating him over guys now because of the hardware, right? If that's what it's about. Think about it. And he's the primary guy on the team. He revolutionized the game of basketball. But Draymond Green and Steve Kerr have been main culprits in denying Steph Curry and holding him back legacy-wise on the all-time great list. Because it's undeniable what Steph Curry has been able to do at his size. You get what I'm saying? Given where he came from. You know what I'm saying? Small school with Davidson. You feel me? Turning into what he turned into. That's pretty remarkable. You know what I'm saying? But Draymond Green and Steve Kerr have held Steph Curry back. And Steph Curry won't tell you that, you know what I'm saying, publicly. But I guarantee if you was to have a barbershop talk or a private conversation behind closed doors with him, I promise you. Mondo! Hold on, Mondo. I missed y'all on Friday, bro, because I was out of town. Me and my wife celebrated our 10-year anniversary. You know what I'm saying? So I missed you on Friday, bro. I'm gonna have to, if you was on Cyrus shit on Friday, I'm gonna have to go back and check that out though. You know what I'm saying? So salute to you, Mondo. And I gotta follow you on Twitter too, bro. Drop your Twitter tag or email me or comment on the video, and so I can follow you on Twitter and if you got Snapchat or not Snapchat but TikTok or whatever, or IG. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to get these guys game, bro, on how this shit work. Draymond Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler aren't really doing anything for the Warriors. We can replace Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green with some talent and some guys that's ready to work hard, younger, more athletic, a little bit better skill, and we can really turn this season around. But they're holding on to these older guys. Al Horford can't guard anybody, and he's not able to create his own shot. He's not knocking his shots down. So that's not going to do anything for us. What is Al Horford going to do? Oh, he won a championship with Boston. Boston got rid of their whole team because they knew deep down inside they had to move on from those guys because, one, contractually, they were up in the upper echelon when it came to contracts and when it came to their budget. They were over the salary cap. You forgot that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are two of the highest paid players in the league, and they're on the same team. So they couldn't keep the Porzingis. They couldn't keep Horford. They couldn't keep Drew Holiday. They had to let them guys go. Now, if they can get those same guys on those veteran minimums to where now you're only giving up like maybe $1-2 million a year, because you forgot they had to pay Derek White too. 4-year, $100 and some million contract. He making damn near 30 a year. So that's a lot. And we talking about Derek White. Like, you know what I'm saying? Derek White is a good player, but we talking about Derek White. Come on now. Derek White is not leading anybody as a number one or a number two. Derek White is best suited as a 3-4 guy. He's a role player. You get what I'm saying? So you got to put all this stuff into perspective. I got you, Mondo. Hey, we got a hoop too, Mondo. We got to get out there on a hoop court, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. Yeah, but that's just what it is. So we got all these guys that we're tied up in as far as contractually, but we're getting older. We're not adding value to the team. We're actually taking away from the value of our organization. Nobody's going to want to be able, and nobody's going to want to play for the Warriors because we're going to be a team that's not looked at as a top organization or a destination that a lot of free agents want to go to because we're a poorly ran organization. We have people in places that they shouldn't be in. You know what I'm saying? We got people in places that they shouldn't be in. Mike Dunleavy shouldn't be a GM of a team, bro. I'm just sorry. He shouldn't. He doesn't have a high IQ either. Look at some of the moves that he made. He hasn't made any championship moves. Jimmy Butler doesn't put us above the 8-ball. He puts us behind the 8-ball. Al Horford doesn't put us above the 8-ball. He puts us behind the 8-ball. Have y'all seen Jimmy Butler and Al Horford defense lately? They can't guard anybody. They just can't guard anybody. What are we doing? We're already at, you know what I'm saying? Steph Curry already is undersized. He can't guard any. They literally are attacking every player on our defense. We don't have a defensive stopper. But guess what? You couldn't attack Jonathan Kuminga because you know why? Jonathan Kuminga's lateral footwork, his athleticism, his heart, will, and determination, and then his athleticism. It was hard for players to really take Jonathan Kuminga. Unless the referees really called bad fouls on Jonathan Kuminga's defense was key for the Warriors. If y'all don't think Jonathan Kuminga is that good, explain why he averaged 25 off the bench after not playing the last 3 games of the season, DNP, and then the whole first round DNP, not 1 minute. But he didn't miss a beat because he stays ready because his work ethic. The guys that he look up to, the Kobe Bryants of the world, the Michael Jordans of the world. He studies. He gets better. He works on things that he's not good at. But he doesn't get confidence from his coach. And he locked Ant-Man up. Ant-Man couldn't do anything with Jonathan Kuminga in that series. You know who got fried? Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green.
Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle had their way with us, with our front court. But not the backcourt, though. Ant-Man struggled last series against Jonathan Kuminga. If you feature Jonathan Kuminga as a primary, that means Steph Curry doesn't have to work as hard. And that's, everybody keeps saying, oh, he can't dribble. He doesn't understand. He has a low IQ. No, our coach is the one who has a low IQ. He doesn't understand how to put Jonathan Kuminga in position to be effective. That's on him. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. But that's my time. It's been an hour. You know what I'm saying? I've been in front of the crib for a minute. Just got off work. About to go in here and, you know what I'm saying, kind of, relax, wind down a little bit, get prepared for tomorrow. But salute to all my people, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all who stop by, show me love. Hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Happy New Year, because you haven't seen me in a minute. So Happy New Year to everybody and their families. I appreciate all of y'all as always, bro. And we always don't keep it 100, bro. I mean, I can't sugarcoat stuff on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not my channel. It's yours. This is for the people. My channel is for the people, bro. I don't do this for personal gain. None of that. It's there if you want to be generous. I appreciate you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I promise to give back. But this is the way I give back. You know what I'm saying? Allowing you guys to come up, give your thoughts and your opinions, and we can talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to always agree with each other. That's the way the world works. But we don't have to, you know what I'm saying? It's a conquer and divide out there. We don't have to succumb to a bad brand of media whose only mission is to kill, steal, and destroy. Like, real talk. Always keep a solid conscience, bro. Like, always do the research for yourself. Don't idle people. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that because you like this person so much that this person is flawless or incapable of, lying to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? That right there is called idolatry. You have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? I respect everybody. I might not agree with people, but that's okay because we're all created uniquely different, but the same at the end of the day. And always remember that, though. You know what I'm saying? You always want to give props and big up to people, but don't become and fall victim to the bamboozlement and the bullshit that's being put out here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is one big game, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is one big game. In the movies, the television shows, the cartoons, all of that, even the sports nowadays, it's one big circus. It's an act. You know what I'm saying? We know what real hoop look like, y'all. You feel me? Yep, I'm finna watch the Steelers, and I'm finna watch Aaron Rodgers get his ass whooped. Hopefully, D'Amico Ryan's former defensive coordinator for the Niners, who was scapegoated wrongfully. But shout out to my Niners. Shout out to, Robert Saleh for having that defense prepared to play. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the, a whole Niner gang nation, baby. You feel me? Bang, bang. But salute to all my people, man. I hope y'all have a blessed evening. And you already know, love, live, life, smile, cry, laugh, man. Salute to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Blessings.